Hello again, my dudes, welcome back to the channel. This is Kadima bringing you another Elden Ring DLC build video, and this time, straight to the point, I broke Elden Ring. That's right, I found a way to kill enemies in the arena or during invasions or bosses without even touching them. And that's right, I'm not even gonna cast spells that are going to fly across the map and hit them. I'm not gonna land a single hit with a melee weapon on them. No, I'm just gonna kill people with a roar. And not just some roar. From the DLC, we are gifted this beautiful spell called, where it is, there we are, the Roar of Rugalea, which, the item effect is simple, channels Great Red Bear to emit a furious roar. Now, with the right build and with the right setup, this actually one-shots people in the arena. As for bosses, it just melts their HP like it's butter. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this setup. For this to work, we are going to be using the Earth Tree Seal, which scales Faith S and has attributes required of 40 Faith. This will give us the highest incant scaling possible of 353, as you can see on your screen, with 80 Faith. Now, to boost our incantation even further, we are going to use the Pelt of Ralva, which, if you read the description, enhances incantations of what is jokingly called Bear Communion. So anything that comes from bear spells, or bestial spells and incantations, this is the thing to go for. Also, we are using Rakshasa's set to boost our damage by another 6%. It does increase the damage taken, but we are not going to take enough damage to die, because we're just going to kill people with a roar. To boost our damage with a roar, which is an incantation, we are using Godfrey Icon because it's a charged incantation. If you just keep holding the button, it will charge and roar a second time, and that will just finish the job. We are using Faithful Canvas Talisman, which raises potency of incantations. Flock's Canvas Talisman, which greatly raises potency of incantations. And Roar Medallion, which enhances roars and breath attacks. Now, this is it. To boost our damage a little bit further, as you can see on the bottom right corner, we are using the Golden Vow. This will give us another 20% damage increase, and that's just gonna be the thing to go for before every fight. There's nothing else you need to use for PvP, it's just the Golden Vow. There is a difference I want to get your attention to. If you are playing PvP in the arena or invasions, I recommend also having a Beast Claw. In this case, I went with Flame Art because it scales C with Faith, simply because you have a tool to use in case your roar isn't working, because people are not just going to run into the roar. Sometimes you have to get their attention by throwing an attack with the claw and then going for the roar. Sometimes you have to fight with the claw because people are just not coming close to you, or they just know what you are about to do. Either way, this is recommended for PvP only. If you are playing PvE, you want just the Earth Tree Seal on your right hand. And the reason why you want to do that is because when you summon the Mimic, you want him to use the seal. If the seal is on the left hand, for whatever reason, the Mimic doesn't understand what he's meant to do, and he's just going to use his fists for damage, which is ridiculous. Also for PvE, you want to make sure your flask has the Leaden Hard Tier, which temporarily boosts poise, so you can just continuously spam the roar without getting interrupted or knocked down. And the Stone Barb Cracked Tier, which temporarily makes stance break easier, just in case, because you are roaring so much, nothing else really matters. You could go with the one that gives you another 20% damage, but will claim HP per second. I didn't find it that I needed that. It was a bit overkill and it was too exposing because you could easily get killed, and this was doing the job for me. Also for PvE, Uplifting Aromatic, yes, you want to have some Old Spice with you just so you can have the bubble to give you a free hit without being stunned, and the Mimic, of course, to do it all out. So, again, I repeat, you can also have other incantations like the Beast Claw, the Bestial Sling, or the Bestial Vitality, only for PvP purposes. If you are going PvE, make sure you remove these, or the Mimic will be using those instead of the Roar of Rugalea, and you want the Mimic to use just the Roar. So basically the gimmick is just cast the Golden Vow, and then just spare Roar of Rugalea. And this thing does about 2000 damage plus to any enemy in the arena with this setup. During invasions, basically the same. It depends on how far you are from the target. So if the target is where this rock is, and you are right here, you will do guaranteed more than 2000 damage. By the way, this skill now does increased poise damage, and it's impossible to dodge, because you can dodge as much as you like, you will eventually get hit by the roar, because the roar isn't exactly an attack, it's a roar, it's an area of effect, so it's nearly impossible to dodge. So from this distance to the rock, you will one-shot people, period. And that's it. And you are going to see many examples of this. In any case, let's take a look at the stats. Level 151, Vigor at 57, Mind at 15, just so we have enough FPs to cast Golden Vow and Roar of Rugalea. Endurance at 35, Strength at 14, Dexterity at 13, and then Faith 80 for the maximum possible damage with the talisman. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let's take a look at those examples now. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It does help us a long way. If you are one of my usual customers, thank you so much for the continuous support. Enough said, let's watch the examples. As per usual, we're gonna start with a Black Knight, get some Old Spice going for me and the Mimic, go get the Golden Vow ongoing, refuel our tank of FPs, consume the flask, and now we just go into that little corner there so we can safely use our roar, and there you go, 7000 damage, and then another chunk of damage, and then another chunk of damage, and we are just safely there in the corner on the side, and he's gone. GG. But now for the Blood Fiend, I'm going to do it from outside the fog. I went through the trouble of killing the enemies around here just so I had enough time to refuel, cast the Golden Vow from safety without having to go around and moving myself around to be able to get what I need. And then I just have to summon the Mimic, get that HP back, try to avoid getting my bubble gone straight away. Although we are going to consume the flask now, and we are good to go in terms of poise. So here we go. Just start roaring. Now that the Mimic is here, there's me and the Mimic just roaring our asses off. Although the Mimic doesn't understand first thing what he's meant to do. But there you go. He finishes the job with me. Now in the arena, this thing is actually quite hilarious in the arena. It gets a lot of people by surprise. This guy, for example, I actually accidentally attacked him. I should have just used the roar straight away. But as you saw, even from this distance, the roar did about 1200 damage, which is quite crazy. You have to remember that the roar actually has a deceiving range to him. It's just crazy. Now this one actually had to finish with the claws. Now this one, this guy is called IceZite33. I recommend you check his YouTube channel as well. We had a nice chat. Unfortunately, he is a little bit laggy on my screen, but he's a cool guy, and if you guys want to help a fellow Tarnished get a few more subscribers, check him out and give him a sub. But here he is. Unfortunately, I managed to trap him just behind the column, and the lag finished the job because I think I killed him because of the latency. In any case, let's go to the next guy. This one is going to be a very quick one because I think this guy did not see it coming at all. He comes with the running attack. I do a little bit of claw damage just to upset him, and then I finish him with a roar straight away. GG. Now this guy, I feel sorry for this guy actually. I killed him so many times. I actually discarded some of the duels with him because once he knew about what I was planning to do, he tried to stay away from me most of the time. But he didn't hit me there, and he comes at a price. Check how much damage the goddamn roar does to him. And then I finish him off with a simple attack. He's right on top of me, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not gonna roar, I'm just gonna slash him open. GG, bro. Now this one is another one that must have been caught by surprise completely. because he's about to get nearly one shot. He got saved because first he's got quite a lot of damage negation, and second he was a little bit too far. But look at that damage, even from this distance, 1620 damage, and then I just finished him off with the Bestial Claw. GG. Now this guy, unfortunately connection with this guy is not ideal. I fought him many times before. It always feels like I should be hitting him first, like there. I don't think I should have gotten hit, but it doesn't matter. Gonna go with a roar. I don't know how he didn't get hit by the first wave. You see what I mean? I think the first wave should have hit him, but it didn't for some reason. And then I get kind of stun locked when I had the feeling I had dodged it. In any case, I'm going to finish the job with the Bestial Sling just for the win. Now here is the same guy I told you about earlier, a couple of fights ago. This guy, I think he had enough of me by here. He was even coming with the rivers of blood. Bless him. There was quite a lot of latency going on as well with this guy. I can't blame him. I don't know if it's just his connection or just servers being shitty with all the patch and updates. But I decided to slash him first, see if I could discourage him, but I didn't. Then comes the bear, and the bear does a tremendous amount of damage. And then another roar just for the win. And that's it. Here we go again. Next guy. I actually fought this guy many times before. I think he actually gave up the moment he got hit by the first wave of the roar. I don't know, but I kind of discouraged him. I do some Beast Claw savagery here just to get him going. And then I prepare myself for the roar. Just need to get a little bit of enough space for him to attack so I can then cast the roar, and there it is. The damage suddenly kicks in and it's 1089 damage. And then he didn't even try to move when I went for a second cast of the roar. This one is going to be a quick one because this guy is actually going to get one shot. Even from quite the distance, as you are about to see, but I think he got stun locked into the roar, which is amazing. I don't think he had enough poise, to be honest, to even try to not get stun locked. The moment I managed to dodge these two, I went with the roar, and just take a look at this, a stupid amount of damage with a single cast from the roar. Here we go again, another guy. This guy actually just attacked me straight away. It's okay. Maybe he just pressed the wrong button, because then he consumed the Exalted Flesh, as you just saw. I decided to get some HP back just in case. Now, I've played this guy many times before. I know he just likes to dance, as I call it, do those raviolis, and then he goes with the cast of the Ash of War for the axes. I got slightly hit there, but there he is, just dancing and then spamming the Ash of War, and again. So the moment I was safe, roar for the win. GG, even from this far away. Now, a couple of bonus examples from invasions, because in invasions, if you can get your opponents by surprise, you are going to one-shot them every time. Now, those guys saw me. I'm pretty sure they saw me. But here I am. I casted the Golden Vow. I buffed myself. I used the flask. And then, you see the host. GG. One shot. The other guy survived just because he was managed to roll through the attack and get to safety. But the next one is even funnier. So I invaded this group right here by the fog. And you have to keep in mind I am invulnerable for the first 10 seconds after I invade. So I just one-shot the host and one of the co-ops. And the third co-op barely managed to escape only because he was too far away. Now this one, I actually managed to mess it up. I should have just dropped down and then attacked, but I accidentally revealed my position. Unfortunately, with the beams in the way, I wasn't able to get these guys to come close to me straight away, and I had to be mindful of these spells. I was trying to do one-shot that guy, but he wasn't coming for me. So I had to be patient for this one and try to trap them in between the beams, so I can actually cast this from safety. And that's what's about to happen here. In any case, guys, this is going to be the last example. I think I gave you enough reasons to understand why I think I broke the game, because when the game gives you a tool such as this roar that allows you to kill people without casting spells at them or hitting them with a weapon, I am basically just roaring and that's it. And the range of this thing is actually phenomenal considering what it does. I actually got trapped there in the corner, but as you can see, I managed to get myself out. I still do 1200 damage from this distance to the host. It's absolutely insane, guys. I recommend you guys to give it a try if you want to go for something different, something funny. I actually had a blast using this. In any case, guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It helps us along the way. For my common viewers, thank you again for your support. I hope I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys, and have a good one. Cheerio!